Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into a really cool type of artificial intelligence. This isn't the kind that just crunches numbers. This is AI that can actually create things from scratch. So, get a load of this. This medical diagram, right? It looks super detailed, like something a professional illustrator would spend hours on. But here's the thing, no human ever touched it. This entire image was imagined and brought to life by a machine. So how on earth is that even possible? Well, let's get into it. So what's the big deal? What makes this kind of AI so different from what we've seen before? Honestly, it all boils down to one simple but powerful idea: creativity. This is way beyond just processing data. It's about making something totally new. Right, so this is what we call generative AI. And the best way to think about it is like a master chef. A normal AI could probably read every cookbook on the planet and tell you the exact ingredients for a chocolate cake. But a generative AI, it studied all those recipes so deeply that it actually understands the principles of baking. It gets the why. And because of that, it can invent a completely new dessert, something you've never even heard of, and it'll probably be delicious. Okay, but how on earth does a machine learn to be creative? I mean, that sounds like magic. But it's not magic at all. It's all about learning on a massive, massive scale. These AI models are trained on absolutely gigantic data sets. And when I say gigantic, I mean we're talking about it swallowing huge chunks of the internet, millions of books, countless images, endless lines of software code, you name it. By sifting through all of that, the AI starts to recognize the underlying patterns and structures of how humans create things. It literally learns the rules of language, the grammar of a good picture, and the logic behind code. Now, you can't just expect the AI to read your mind. To get it to create something for you, you've got to give it good instructions. And there's a name for this: prompt engineering. It's kind of like telling our master chef exactly what you want. You can't just walk in and say, "Make food." That's not going to work. You have to be specific, right? Hey, can you create a low-sugar, gluten-free chocolate dessert, make it with a little hint of raspberry, and present it in a really modern style? See, the better your prompt, the better the final result. Now, all that creative freedom is amazing, but here's the catch. For really critical fields, like public health, you need more than just a creative guess. You need answers that are accurate and totally reliable. So how do we make sure this AI stays grounded in fact? So for example, if you ask a general AI about some new medical treatment, it might act like that over-eager chef and just kind of make up details that sound right. This is what's known as a hallucination. It happens because the AI is a master of patterns, not a fact checker. It's just predicting what the next word should probably be. But an AI that uses a special technique, it will stick strictly to the facts, making it way, way more trustworthy. And that technique is called retrieval-augmented generation, or just RAG for short. This is basically like telling our chef, nope, no improvising, you can only use the recipes from this specific, super trusted medical textbook that I'm giving you. RAG forces the AI to base every single answer on a pre-approved, verified set of data. It's an absolutely essential tool for getting accurate results. So, how do you actually connect the AI to all these specific data sources? Well, that's where frameworks like LangChain come into the picture. You can think of LangChain as the system that builds the whole kitchen. It connects our AI chef not just to one textbook, but to all kinds of different pantries of verified information, which makes the AI so much more powerful and versatile. All right, so we have this incredibly creative AI, and we also have a way to make sure it's accurate. Now for the really exciting part. How does this all translate into real-world applications that can actually help people, especially in something as important as public health? And believe me, this is not a one-trick pony. Generative AI can whip up a huge variety of content. We're talking everything from written articles and emails to custom images and software code, and even audio and complex multimedia presentations. Its core skills are just incredibly useful. For content generation, boom, it can create easy-to-understand health brochures for patients. For summarization, it can take a dense 50-page medical study and boil it down to a one-page brief for a busy doctor. In translation, it can help break down language barriers for public health campaigns all over the world. I mean, at this point, we've all probably seen or used a chatbot like ChatGPT, right? Well, in a health context, these agents could provide instant, accessible answers to common questions, guiding people to the right resources 24/7. And this brings us full circle, right back to that image at the start. Image generators like DALL-E can create custom medical illustrations or training materials that are perfectly tailored to a specific need. That's a total game changer for education and communicating with patients.
And it's not just for words and pictures. For the developers out there building the next generation of health apps, tools like GitHub Copilot are basically an AI assistant. They help write code faster and with fewer errors, which really speeds up innovation in health tech.
Okay, but let's be real. With any technology this powerful, there are always going to be some pretty significant risks we have to understand and manage. And that's especially true when people's well-being is on the line.
There are a few big ones we really need to keep on our radar. We've got to watch out for those hallucinations we talked about, factually incorrect outputs. We also have to think about the limitations and potential biases in the data the AI was trained on. And, of course, we need to be vigilant about misuse, like creating deepfakes, while also navigating some really complex new questions about originality and copyright.
But look, this isn't about being scared of AI. It's about being smart. So think of this as your responsible AI checklist. First, always fact-check the output. Second, question the data. Where did it come from? Could it have biases? And third, and this is the most important one, always keep a human in charge. The AI is an amazing tool, but it's not the final authority. So when you put it all together, if we use it thoughtfully and if we use it safely, generative AI has this incredible potential to completely revolutionize how we communicate, educate, and innovate in health. The technology is here. The real question is how we choose to guide it. Hey, if you got something out of this breakdown, do us a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps us make more explainers on the topics you care about.
And by the way, if you're someone who prefers to listen on the go, we've got an audio version of this available. Just check out the description for the details. We genuinely want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What did you find most surprising about all this? And definitely let us know what topic you want us to tackle next. Thanks so much for joining us.